Hey, I'm Dr. Joe Niamtu, LoveThatFace.com. I'm a cosmetic facial surgeon in Richmond, Virginia. I do surgery from here to here. I don't do boobs, bellies, or butts. I'm a surgeon, I'm a teacher, and I'm an author. And I have been away from my channel for a little bit because I'm finishing up the fourth edition of my textbook back here, and that has just sucked up all my time since November. But today I'm back and I'm going to talk about my passion, which is cosmetic facial surgery, specifically deep plane face and neck lift. So if you look at anything or read anything or know anything about facelift, you know that deep plane face and neck lift has become a very, very popular procedure, and it's an advanced procedure. It's not for beginning surgeons, but I think it's a great procedure, and that's the only type of facelift that I perform. Now, you have little innovations that kind of come and go, and some of them make sense and some of them don't. But my friend in London, my good friend in London, Dominic Bray, who's a very talented facial plastic surgeon, has come up with a procedure called Parotidomasseteric tissue tightening, okay? So the Parotidomasseteric fascia. My good friend in London, England, Dominic Bray, who's an amazingly talented facial plastic surgeon, has come up with a procedure that is known as Parotidomasseteric fascia tightening or plication, okay? Now, to understand this, when facelifts first started, 75 years ago or whatever, people just pulled the skin, all right? Actually longer than that, 100 years ago. They just pulled the skin. Well, that didn't work very well and didn't last. So then in the 1960s, a doctor named Skoog did a procedure where he went under the muscle, under the platysma muscle. And then there were SMAS procedures, tightening and plication. And then this all evolved into deep plane face and neck lift, which is actually about 40 years old, but it's had a tremendous resurgence because we've refined so much of that procedure. Now, you have the skin, and then under that, you have the subcutaneous tissue, and then you have the SMAS, okay? And that's as far as facelift surgeons went traditionally for many years, and many still do. Then you can go under the SMAS, okay, which is the deep plane face and neck lift. And the limiting area, the deepest you usually go, is the parotidomasseteric fascia. And that is the deep covering of the deepest layer over the muscles, and that's where the facial nerves and the parotid duct are. So it is a challenging area, and we always stay above this area to protect the facial nerves during deep plane face and neck lift, okay? However, Dr. Bray has figured out and done a great paper that has not been published yet, that you can actually really impact the results of your deep plane face and neck lift by tightening that deepest layer, okay, that parotidomasseteric fascia. You can tighten that much as we used to tighten the other layers, but you're tightening this deepest layer. So it's kind of the deep plane facelift, if you would. And I'm going to show you some video of doing this procedure. And I can't wait till this paper is formally published, because I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer, and it's going to enhance what we do. So stick around. I'm going to show you some intraoperative footage of parotidomasseteric plication, and thank you so much for following my channel. So here's our skin layer, and here is our, go on, retract under the skin only. Okay, give me another pickup. And here is our SMAS layer, okay, and get under that. And here is our sub-SMAS. You can see some exposed parotid gland, and this is the area that we're tightening and plicating. We're going to do a little plication to the parotidomasseteric fascia, which has been popularized by Dominic Bray, my friend from London. And once again, we are under the SMAS. Drop this a second. So just get the skin. So here's the SMAS layer, which we're going to plicate that too, or cut back and sew it, but we are under the SMAS. Now get in there, both sides. And we are going to do a similar thing here, like old-fashioned SMAS plication. And this gives some extra oomph. So you're tightening an additional layer is what you're doing with it. Give me a pickup. So we'll do another one here. And of course, the facial nerve branches are right under this. In this area, I'm over the parotid, so it's a relatively safe region. So you can see how that just another layer of tightening. So, and I'll actually be able to hide some of that parotid exposure by plicating this fascia. I'm using a forovicral suture here. Some people use permanent sutures. And you can put these plication sutures in anywhere where you have laxity. So it gives you, just as I said, you're tightening this layer, you're tightening the SMAS, and the skin's going to be pretty passive. And like to bury the sutures, but probably less important in this layer because it's so deep. Nobody's going to feel the knot there. And I can just keep this going. Give me a pickup. Stay where you are, Sally. I can just keep this going anywhere that I have mobility. You know, you're going to get less tightening here as you go.